For our use case, that is the semantic layer generation, the next topic is about how to come up with the capability discovery. What are the different skills those are going to be included inside the AI agent? So there is a certain kind of framework is there and certain kind of queries we need to follow to come up with the different major components that is going to get involved into the entire pipeline, whether that is deterministic, whether that is ambiguous, or whether any steps that includes human review or approval. So based on that we have to divide that, okay, this set of tasks should be performed by AI agents or this should be autonomous. In last session we understood what is the problem statement, and very high level we understood how this happens nowadays without the involvement of AI agent. So now let's recap what is the complete process, and then from there we have to find out what are the different steps or the processes those can be automated through the AI agent, and which the other processes which can be done the way currently we are doing it, those will remain in that way. So it's the data sources. So data sources, and then it will be coming DDL parser. That is the data definition language, that parser. And then metadata extractor. And then here data profiler. Right? And then here catalog. Catalog builder, and then human semantic expert, and then from here business, he has to write down all the business glossaries. After that a senior level expert has to um, verify that one. So what is this? Human semantic expert, and then no, that was human semantic expert is there. Then this is human validation, and then after that it is semantic layer comes, and then finally publish it. So this is the manual process. If I say here, I can say the manual process. So data from the various different data sources, the different channels, whether that is structured, unstructured data, those comes into the systems, and then DDL parsers happens. So what is the DDL parser? It reads the data creation code, the columns and the keys, it reads. So there will be some kind of what is that, SQL queries will be there, and it reads all these informations. Then these are the various steps actually. The major steps are this is DDL parser, then metadata extractor. Metadata extraction means it is created at was the which team, it is published by which team, and system details into a searchable directory for the users, and all kinds of different kind of data types. Then data profiler scans the actual data rows to check some kind of null counts types. So when it comes to the data profiler, so we are having different kinds of data quality check. So what is the consistency? In case of consistency, timeliness, then it is no null value should be there, and some other data qualities should be there. So here the data profiler has to do data consistency should be there, and data catalog builder. Catalog means it organizes all the collected details into some kind of searchable directory for users. So these are the various steps. Okay. And here, if I say like that, after the data profile, the data catalog builder is happening. And after the catalog builder, for examples, it is like what are the different tables are there, what are the different columns are there, and in the different columns, what are the definitions of each column, and how we can what are the data types, what are the primary key, and what is the secondary key. So all those that explains the catalog, the data catalog. And after that, it goes to the human semantic expert. So what happens in this step, it is like what are the different columns are there, and what is the definitions, glossary created should happens. And then here the business glossary will be created. After that, again it will go to the another human level review whether those are created correctly or not. Then in the semantic layer, we have to expose through various kinds of glossary, business rules, business metrics, for which metrics will be useful, what is the usage boundary, all this. Then final semantic layer will be there, and that we need to publish. Okay. When I give you, if I give you this 10-step manual process and I will tell you add AI, then most people would, what they will do? They will either wrap the entire thing in an LLM call or a bolt of chatbot on top of it. Neither is that these are not right. Today, what I will show you is that what is the actual framework to come up with the capability discovery framework. That means which are the processes those are going to be exposed as skills or capability. So for taking any manual enterprise processes and figuring out step by step which parts deserve an AI agent and which parts must never touch one, and where the human approval gets go. So what happens now, if we are developing everything fit to the LLM, then that will be kind of over automation. So AI is applied to steps, and that should be deterministic, like parsing a DDL file or computing column statistics, which introduces non-deterministic. Cost and the latency into steps that used to be instant and 100% relatable. And under automation is that if all of the steps we are doing ourselves, there is no automation, then that is only some kind of UI is wrapped and we are saying that okay, this is not automated at all. So these are the some steps we should avoid while designing the capability model. So very carefully we have to come up what should be, how we have to define these capabilities. So for that, the questions number 1. So what is the question 1? Here we have to define, is this step retrieval or reasoning? Okay, if this is reasoning, then this needs to go to the agent. So reading a DDL file is retrieval, right? And the answer is fully determined by the intent, and there is no judgment call. Deciding whether a column named customer lifetime values represents the business concept of customer lifetime values involves interpreting the intent, and that's the reasoning. So retrieval stays deterministic code, and reasoning is a candidate for AI, not automatically AI, just a candidate. Okay, let's understand what is the candidate. Then later we will decide whether that should go as an automated process or not. So second one is about, is there a single correct answer? Is there a single correct answer or genuine ambiguity? So what happens? So this is the questions that actually separates needs and LLM. So what happens? So deciding whether the revenue in the sales schema or the revenue in the finance schema means the same business concept, and they don't have a single correct answer without more context. We have to provide some context for that. And that's the real ambiguity. Without the proper context, we cannot separate out these two concepts. So here again, it is going to as one kind of candidate for AI. The next is that similarity, whether this can be solved with a similarity search. Similarity search. So in that case, it says that, for example, if I say like that, finding whether a proposed glossary term already exists somewhere in the enterprise in a nearest neighborhood embedding search problem, not a generative reasoning problem. So we don't need an LLM call for does this term already exist. You need a vector database and a similarity threshold. Reserve the actual LLM call for the step after. So deciding what to do after the duplicates, right? So here the next one is about what's the cost of being wrong and who catches it. So in that case, if we say like that, if a step being wrong has low blast something radius and is easily caught by the downstream, so you cannot. So this is like it can easily go wrong. So you can automate it more aggressively, and you cannot avoid this. So if a step being wrong has high blast radius, so like misclassifying a sensitive column, it needs a human approval gate regardless of how confident the AI is. So now these are the basic 4 questions we need to ask to decide which should go as AI capability and which should remain as is. Okay, so now applying this to our semantic layer, that is the generator. So what in this case I can say, so DDL parser, metadata extractor and the data profilers, all these three here, if I say a DDL parser, metadata extractor and the data profilers, these are pure retrieval, no ambiguity. Okay, so I can say here pure retrieval, and this is same, and this is also same, no ambiguity. Okay, and the next one is about the catalog builder. Catalog builder is mostly, it is like catalog. When I say catalog builder, so it is mostly like determinative, because it is mostly retrieval and structuring what was extracted. Next one is about business entity detections. So what is it? It needs some kind of, it needs business entity detection. If I say then this is reasoning. Okay, and the glossary term generation, that is also reasoning. Then another one is about duplicate concept recognition. That is simple search duplicate concept recognition. That is simply concept. So that is simply search. Okay, so that should not be, that does not hint reasoning. Then ontology mapping. Ontology mapping is also reasoning. right? So next is that cross domain synonym resolution. So that is also is a maximum ambiguity is there. Cross domain, right? Then confidence scoring, and that it looks like it should be LLM guess, but should actually be a deterministic composition function, and publishing to the downstream systems pure executions, no ambiguity, and deterministic. So what is this? The next one is about confidence scoring. What is confidence scoring for what? It is for the all kind of generations mapping all the reasoning activities this happens, right? So this is it is like it is not reasoning, it is a value object. And what happens, it looks like it should be an LLM guess, but should actually be a deterministic composition function. Okay, so this is like deterministic. Notice the complete pattern in the pipeline, then it is very clear that across the whole pipeline only about 3 of 10 steps genuinely needed an LLM call. Those need reasoning, and even those are scoped narrowly, and not let the agent figure out the whole pipeline, but let the agent resolve this one specific kind of ambiguity. And in this one step with this exact input and the output contract, because this is defined that this is the input and this is the output for that specific step in the pipeline. So what we have says, we have defined our before also we have decided that how this capability model should be built. 3 steps are there, 3 major things. One is that which are deterministic, second which has ambiguity needs reasoning, and third is the human reviewal, human approval steps. So if we decide if now you are clear about the complete 10 steps pipeline, and from there you have divided which should go as ambiguity. Now those ambiguity part, if you divide that into functional requirement, then you will get a set of functional requirements for those, right? So there you can write some kind of document snippet and generate document snippet, then detect business entities. The detect business entities should be AI agent plus deterministic fallback, and then validate generated semantics using ontology constraints, that is deterministic. From the each functional requirement, high level functional requirement, you can decide that which is deterministic, which is agent specific. Okay, and this is about the how we have divided into the capability discovery. This is the capability discovery framework. In next session, we were going to learn about the domain driven design of AI systems. So 4 major concepts are there. The one is that bounded context, second is that aggregates, third is about entities, and fourth is the value object. So from the complete process, we have to identify all these attributes, all these major concepts of domain driven design, and why our semantic layer system almost certainly spans more than one bounded context. So what is the kind of bounded context? Bounded context in domain driven design is like that inside this boundary there is that particular object works and its response is more deterministic. When it crosses that boundary, its response becomes more probabilistic. So we have to define one boundary, and inside that only we have to perform that domain specific activities or the tasks, right? So stay tuned, come for the tomorrow, that is domain driven design for this use case.